Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot to talk about. To my super chat, thank you so very much. Hit subscribe right now. We're on our way to 120,000 subscribers. And I want to thank you so very much. You're going to hear that Michael Cohen will take down Trump. You're going to hear that he committed these egregious campaign finance violations. If he committed a campaign finance violation, then Hillary Clinton committed numerous major violations in the millions of dollars. We'll get to that a little later. They tried to say, before I read the New York Times article, let's look at the history. Let's look at the history of this. Let's take some look at this from a sobering, more objective perspective. They tried to say that he was a menace, that he was a madman, that he was a threat in terms of nuclear war. They said he would tank the economy. We have 4.1% GDP growth. We have peace, hopefully, between North and South Korea. He met with Kim Jong-un. They tried to say that he would never win. He won. Bernie Sanders was supposed to be competing in a fair and neutral primary. Debbie Wasserman Schultz lied about that. Okay. They said that Russians hacked the DNC. There's still no evidence regarding that. And the intelligence community, quote unquote community, the NSA is moderately confident. The CIA and FBI are highly confident. CrowdStrike was actually purchased by Hillary Clinton, or outsourced by Hillary Clinton through the funneling of money. Her law firm, she funneled money through her law firm to outsource CrowdStrike to look at the DNC servers, because the DNC servers never gave the DNC never gave their servers to the United States government because they had a lot to hide, obviously. The charade is so overt, and it's based on contempt for Trump's personality, not really his value system or policies. President Obama deported 2.5 million people using ICE. Nobody wanted to go ahead and abolish ICE during President Obama's tenure. So all of this is based on hatred of Trump's personality, but they tried to say that they were going to get him on Trump-Russia collusion. There was no collusion. James Clapper stated there was no evidence to Chuck Todd. The DNC is being sued by BuzzFeed, the company that published the dossier, Christopher Steele, Glenn Simpson's Fusion GPS, both being sued. We found out that Bruce Orr was a DOJ official under Obama, implicated in all of this. His wife, Nellie, worked for Fusion GPS. Oh, by the way, she became a ham radio operator. And he was the intermediary between Comey and Glenn Simpson. And by the way, Fusion, the Steele dossier was also purchased by Hillary Clinton with her funneling DNC and her own money through the law firm again. So it's all a bunch of nonsense. They're not going to get Trump on this. Now, this issue actually is something that probably Trump did commit. He probably did utilize Michael Cohen to have these people sign NDAs and give these people financial incentive to keep quiet. That's not illegal. If they took money and if they signed NDAs, there's a Las Vegas Journal Review article stating that it's not illegal at all. What they're trying to say, and if you want to talk about campaign finance violations, Hillary Clinton purchased the Steele dossier, outsourced CrowdStrike with money funneled through her law firm. That's an obvious campaign finance violation. Correct the Record was an arm of the Clinton campaign. She also had money, tens of millions, funneled through the DNC into her campaign from down-ticket Democrats. That was in Politico. We can go ahead and talk about all of those things a little later. What Democrats do is that they accuse Trump of things that Hillary Clinton is guilty of on a grand scale. And then they say, "Oh my God, we're going to get him this time. We're going to get him this time." But Trump's like the Roadrunner, and Democrats are like the Wile E. Coyote. They keep on falling off the cliff. They're going to lose in the midterms. The reason they're going to lose is because they're not focused on policies. They're not focused on any value system. They just hate Trump. They just want to hurt him any way possible. Manafort today, they lost 8 out of 18 counts. Only 8 out of 18 counts. And the only reason, even the judge said this, the only reason they had Manafort on trial was because they wanted to get to Trump. Manafort didn't flip. Flynn didn't flip. Obviously, Flynn will be pardoned. He didn't do anything wrong. He was set up by Strzok and everybody else. Then you have Papadopoulos, who will reverse the plea deal. Now you have Michael Cohen, who, because of his taxi empire and bank fraud or whatever, we'll get to that. He pled guilty to a whole bunch of crimes. He is now going ahead and flipping. So he's flipping and singing. He's flipping and singing on Trump. He's flipping and singing on Trump. And it's not going to really hurt Trump, and I'll explain why. But let's go ahead. Michael Cohen pleads guilty, says he coordinated hush money with Trump to influence election. Number one, a very important, extremely, extremely important aspect of all of this. If Trump won the election, even though he stated that he grabs women by the you-know-what, I really doubt news of him having relationships with Stormy or McDougal or with anyone would be this news that would swing the election. It's not like no guy on the planet has ever heard that before. That's something that, like, I've been in locker rooms before. You might have if you're a guy. You've never heard that, but it was banter. And then part of it was, "Oh, they allow me." So people on the left was like, they were like, "Oh my God, look what he's admitting to assault. He's admitting to assault." No, he's not admitting. It was a hot mic. Almost certainly, like, talking out of his behind. There aren't, 10, 20, 30 women who are like, "Oh yeah, he grabbed me in that location." And it's not even like, how does that, like, I don't even want to get into the logistics of that. But anyway, so they have to say that he deliberately asked Michael Cohen to pay these people because he was afraid of losing. But these people had already signed deals long before. Hey, HA, glad to keep supporting the best channel. Thank you, Britton Johnson. Please send prayers and thoughts for my dog, Cricket. She's been in the hospital 3 nights now. Thanks. Britton Johnson, God bless Cricket. We're all pulling for you and Cricket, and thank you so very much for your thank you so much for supporting this channel, and our prayers and thoughts are with Cricket. Hopefully, I hope Cricket is going to be okay, that she's going to be okay. Thank you so very much, Britton Johnson. And sorry you have to go through that, and please let us know, how Cricket is doing. Hopefully she comes back home from the hospital soon. Thank you so much, Britton Johnson. Thank you. So let's go ahead and read this. Thank you, Britton. So President Trump's former personal lawyer, longtime fixer. This is stupid. Fixer. Oh, he's the fixer. Oh my God, the fixer. He's a fixer. Pled guilty Tuesday to 8 charges of felony fraud and campaign finance violations, and implicated Trump for directing him to arrange payments to buy the silence of 2 former paramours. Okay. Cohen, a brash New Yorker who had vowed as recently last year to take a bullet to protect Trump, now poses what could be a mortal legal threat to his presidency by accusing him of alleged conspiracy to violate campaign finance laws. Let's say he violated campaign finance laws. He'll still be reelected. He won't be impeached. Worst case scenario. Let's get to the worst case scenario, the absolute worst case scenario. The absolute worst case scenario. They convict they say that Trump, after a subpoena and everything, there's a trial, a campaign finance. I mean, he's convicted on campaign finance violations. Then what happens? You're going to not vote for him because he had a relationship with Stormy. This is national security. You have Clinton. I wrote an article in the Daily Caller. Not only did she break Espionage Act laws that directly involve top secret intelligence outside the United States government in a server in her basement, servers all throughout the State Department, her basement. Then she outsourced all of her emails to Plot River and Dato. She had 22 top secret emails. She had special access program intelligence. She had the names of CIA agents. She also has the Clinton Foundation, which is an overt money laundering scheme. There's a Clinton Foundation probe ongoing. And today we found out they had to go ahead and, so campaign finance violation is a fine. President Obama was hit with a campaign finance fine violation. But they might try to go ahead and say, oh my God, so Obama campaign finance violation. Obama campaign fined $375,000. So Maggie Haberman, Politico. President Barack Obama's campaign was fined $375,000 by the Federal Election Commission for campaign reporting violations, one of the largest fees ever levied against a presidential campaign. Okay, so then he gets fined. If they try to make it into some criminal conspiracy, they're going to have a hard time doing so, because while Obama got fined for campaign finance violations that directly had to do with the campaign, this is about actions that took place years before. This is about two people that have nothing to do technically with the campaign. They're making a leap of logic. The leap of logic is that, well, had citizens known, they would never have voted for Trump. But that's also destroyed by the fact that he said pretty much the craziest thing anyone could have ever said. And he still won. So the fine, laid out in detail in the FEC documents that have yet to be made public, arose from an audit on the campaign. So, it's like, President Obama's campaign was already fined. One of the largest fees ever. So he's going to get fined. Worst case scenario, if he committed campaign finance violations, then he gets fined. It's like, and if they try to say, oh my goodness, the fine, laid out in detail in FEC documents, have yet to be made public, arose from an audit of the campaign. Politico obtained a copy of the conciliation agreement detailing the fine. Document: Obama campaign fine conciliation agreement. President Obama's campaign was fined $375,000 by the Federal Election Commission for campaign reporting violations. The fine, laid out in detail by FEC documents, is yet to be made public, arose from an audit of the campaign. There you go. There you go. Obama campaign fined big for hiding donors, keeping illegal donations. Tell me again. Tell me again how we should worry about Stormy and McDougal. Tell me again. Jackie Burns, everyone pray for all the truth seekers, including President Donald Trump and H.A. Goodman. Thank God for President Trump and H.A. Goodman. Thank you so much, Jackie Burns. Thank you, and God bless you. And thank you so much for watching. Greatly, greatly appreciated. I've become a Trump supporter, and people are like the nicest people in the world. They're like, praying for me. They're just wonderful. Thank you, Jackie Burns, and God bless you. On the left, it was like, you're a loser, you're an idiot, we're going to expose you, you're this, you're that. Alexander M. Gonzalez, I think Bernie was fined $5,000. Okay. Thank you, Jackie Burns. So, okay, Obama campaign fined big for hiding donors, keeping illegal documents. I mean, this is the problem with Democrats. They get so excited. They get so excited about every single possible avenue to impeaching Trump. They don't realize that everything that they accuse Trump of, they're guilty of 10, 20-fold. They don't get it. So let me go ahead. U.S. News and World Report. Campaign finance. The FEC levied one of its largest fines ever against Obama's campaign committee. Barack Obama's presidential campaign has been fined $375,000 by the Federal Election Commission for violating federal disclosure laws. Obama was fined. The FEC says Obama campaign failed to disclose the sources of 1,300 large donations. Wow. 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 1,300 large donations. I wonder why. I wonder why. Where are Crooked Hillary servers? P.S. Free Assange. Love for Mark Johnson, Australia. Thank you. Give me back my chat, Ozzy J. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. And I agree 100% with you. Free Assange. And Clinton is a walking criminal. She will get indicted eventually. That's not even a question mark. So now we have campaign finance violations by President Obama, and he just paid fines. Britton Johnson, God bless you, HA, and thank you, HA's channel community. You are truly the best channel community. HA is right about the quality of our people. Thanks, Britton Johnson. We love you. And please let us know how Cricket is doing. And thank you so very much. And we're pulling for you and Cricket, and we're praying for you. And thank you so very much, Britton. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. But let's continue reading this. During a hearing before U.S. District Court Judge William H. Pauley III in Manhattan, Cohen said he had facilitated $280,000 in hush money. Okay, 280 grand is different from millions, which is Obama. How many millions of dollars? How many millions of dollars? The campaign accepted more than 1.3 million in contributions from donors who had already exceeded their maximum allowed by FEC rules. No good. No good. You know, all right, let's just go ahead. I want to see this. And former playmate. Okay, so in coordination at direction at the direct at the direction of a candidate for federal office. Okay, so so all right, so they proved that because okay, he obviously this is real talk. He obviously went ahead and told Cohen to pay these people money. It's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious. So he went ahead and paid these people money. The issue, though, is when, where, how, what evidence does Michael Cohen have? Also, if Obama got fined for $1.3 million, if Obama got fined for 1.3 million, this 280 grand, I don't get it. Let's not talk about the tens of millions that flowed through the DNC into Clinton's campaign. I mean, it's like everything. It's like you have Al Capone and a guy who, like a kid who stole a, like bubble gum. And like the SWAT team is like, the kid's there. Get him. Meanwhile, there's like Al Capone. He's like, In his guilty plea, Cohen admitted to helping arrange the payments during the 2016 presidential campaign they bought until after the election. The silence of two women. That is ridiculous. The two women could have easily. Well, which one is it? I don't get it. The two women didn't say anything because they were afraid of getting sued? Because if they were afraid of getting sued, then it was just their decision. Then they were like, oh, I made a business transaction. They could have taken the money and spilled the beans. But they didn't spill the beans because they took the money in a business transaction. Which, by the way, morally, I'm not even against. Don't go there, but I'm saying I'm not against this. Get your mind out of the gutter, but I'm not against this. This is a business transaction. Look, we had a relationship. Here's an NDA. I'll sweeten the deal. Las Vegas Journal Review article already said that, like, this type of situation, the NDA and also the money is not illegal. So I don't get what I find interesting is that it's only hush money if you take it. If you take the money, no one has a hush non-payment. Here's a this is how here's a hush hush imaginary hush non-payment. No, it's hush money. You're taking money and you're promising not to divulge any information. But then don't take the money if you wanted to divulge the information. And what right do voters have to relationships that Trump had long before the election? How does that influence anyone's vote? So those payments, $150,000 from the parent company, the National Enquirer, in September 2016 to McDougal, and $130,000 the next month from Cohen himself to Daniels, violated federal campaign laws according to the terms of the guilty plea. The law prohibits corporations from donating to a candidate. Okay, though Cohen personally made payments to Daniel, he later obtained Reimbursement from the Trump Organization. Okay. The law forbids individuals from donating more than $2,700 per cycle. I just explained now that the Obama campaign, the FEC says Obama campaign failed to disclose the sources of 1,300 large donations. This is 2 large donations. This is 1,300 large donations. So, like, um, I don't get this. It's like sometimes you feel like you're in the Twilight Zone or the toilet zone, whatever. I understand the silent sessions gig now. The ducks are being lined up in a neat row. What we see is just delaying their inevitable demise. Sam JH, thank you. I think so also, but I think so also. I mean, Sessions is already on CNN talking about the Clinton Foundation in the same way that I explain it in my book. But her deleted emails. I talk about all the emails she had that were deleted, the Clinton Foundation emails. So you have a situation here where, and just as on a side note, look, ladies and gentlemen, let's have some real talk here, okay? Every man in this country, heterosexual, gay, trans, every man in this country, white, black, Asian, Latino, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your background, your race, doesn't matter. If this becomes a thing, you're going to see Trump and 2 beautiful women every day in the news. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt. So the male vote in every demographic will go up because Democrats always, whatever they want, like all we do is lose, no matter what. No one's going to be shocked. This is like a hilarious equivalent to he had baby panda, baby seal slippers. Look at him. 8 out of 10, 8 out of 18 counts. Okay. But you're going to have like this thing where, look at Karen McDougal. Look how this gorgeous woman. This beautiful woman. Let's hear Stormy Daniels, beautiful blonde. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look, Trump. Look, had relationships with these beautiful women. He's a crazy person. It's not going to hurt him. He already does a heck of a lot better with the male vote, with male voters than Democrats. This is only going to help Trump. And it probably won't hurt Trump at all with the female vote. I don't see how this is. I don't see how this is like, the new Watergate of our age. Even Watergate was nothing compared to an unencrypted server that was hacked by the whole world with the names of CIA agents, Clinton, and Louis Gohmert stating that a foreign entity, not Russia, hacked all of her emails based on one of the IG reports. Wingless Angel, Trump was elected as our president, not our pastor. Wingless Angel, you have the best observations. You're 100% right. He was elected as our president. Now, I'm not going to get into, because I abide by YouTube policies, I'm not going to get into what happened with Bill Clinton. That was egregious. But whatever. It was consensual, but still, it was like, okay. He lied about it. That was during his presidency. The relationship took place years and years before he even ran. Now you have Michael Cohen, who, the genius, had taxi medallions that all went kaput because he didn't have the foresight to just go ahead and get an app and compete with Uber and Lyft, and just you simply, if you have taxis, you simply go ahead. Here's an app. Here's an application, an app on your phone, and you let the driver talk to customers. Big deal. Oh my God. Okay, maybe it wouldn't have gone to from 1,000,000 per medallion to like 400,000 or 1,000,002. Hello, Omar Pena. Hello. But so the law prohibits corporations from donating to a candidate for federal office. Though Cohen personally made the payments to Daniels, he later obtained reimbursement from Trump organization, from the Trump organization, not from Trump at a personal check. You think he's, what's his name? Jerry Springer? The law forbids individuals from donating more than $2,700 per cycle. So I'm sorry. So like President Obama had 1,300 large donations. It's the FEC says Obama campaign. It's just like, it's like, I swear to God, Trump could steal a pack of bubble gum and Clinton and Obama could like hold up, 5 Bank of Americas, heaven forbid. And it's like, the Keystone Cops would go after Trump. It's just like, what, like, you can't, it's hilarious. Jason, but the corporate media has the ball now and they are going to run like hell with it to the goalpost in November. That's true. But you remember Jim Marshall? He's running the wrong way. Marshall's running the wrong way. So they're running with the ball, but they might be running the wrong way. It's a safety. It's true. Jason, you're right. You're right. Jason, you're right. They do have the ball, but they've been dropping passes. The FEC says the Obama campaign failed to disclose the sources of 1,300 large donations, together accounting for $1.9 million. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and mourn and atone for it's I don't know. There's others here too. Okay, so Cohen could be sentenced to several years in prison, although his prison sentence could be reduced in exchange for cooperation. Hey, on a strategic note, the guy is an ignoramus. This Cohen guy has to be the dumbest individual on planet Earth. What you do is you represent for Trump, and you say, "I'm representing for you." Where's the pardon? Hello, Trump's going to pardon everyone. Now the guy is like, no more pardon. Wait, like everything, I'm telling you, everything touched by Clinton, it's just like there's a beautiful tree, Clinton touches it, like, evaporates into dust. Everything touched by anything close to Clinton, anything near the Democratic Party, just wilts. Where's the Russian guy? It's like, you know what? It's like everything that makes no sense. So whatever. Obama for America was also fined for untimely resolution in excess of contributions. The campaign accepted more than 1.3 million in contributions that came from donors who already given 46,000. Rhonda, Iowa girl. Thank you so very much. You're absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for just supporting this channel. Thank you. I don't know. I'm trying to wrap my head around. I swear, like Trump could is like jaywalking. He walks across the street, and like the Navy SEALs would come to try to like arrest him. Meanwhile, Hillary is like building a nuke in her basement, and nothing. Everything's fine. You can't win. It's telling you can't win. It's impossible. Tamara Friedman! Tamara Friedman! H.A. Cohen must be compromised and easily blackmailed. Tamara, 100%. Well, I don't know, like, what's in this guy's brain. Maybe, like, he had, like, inhaled too much taxi exhaust. Just wait. That's why I'm trying to do the long game all the time. People like, wait, get pardoned, wait. The whole thing's fizzling. Don't get under his skin. You're still gonna serve time. You're still gonna serve years in jail, and then maybe he gets pardoned. Maybe this is all. I mean, if he gets pardoned, it's all a shtick. If he doesn't get pardoned, it's like, why did you do that? Sam Jage, people pushing the narrative are being paid. Their jobs are well paid. Are on the line. Trump in office equals game over. Exactly. Well, that's why you have Philip Mudd and others like, get out! How much money was I paid? Exactly. Like I said, if Max Boot and Anderson Cooper hate you, I love you. If the social justice, crusaders and the neoconservatives hate you, I love you. If the intelligence community is like, oh my God, I sat on an advisory board. What do you want? A medal? The Medal of Honor? You want a cookie? What do you want? You sat on an advisory board. Big deal. Was it a comfortable seat? Was it uncomfortable? Did you sit on like tacks and nails? What was this amazing thing that you did? You sat on an advisory board. Big deal. Richard Cherry, accusations of a crime only affects those whose currency is credibility, like Jim Jordan and Nunes. Criminals like Hillary relish accusation. That's true. That's true. That's true. And I mean, ultimately, you're right on that. But ultimately, what happens is if you try to accuse people too often, then they become Teflon. It's kind of like, not on an infinitely small scale. What happened to me is that people hate on me so much, and I was like, whatever. They wrote so many hit pieces on me. It's like, it doesn't even faze me anymore. Then one of the hit pieces was like, he's unfazed. He has no sense of embarrassment. I'm like, why would I be embarrassed by the biggest hilarious imbeciles who don't like me? Then outside legal experts said in an interview that Cohen's guilty plea on the campaign finance charges poses a direct danger to Trump. If Cohen violated the campaign finance laws, then there would be risk to Trump and his campaign that they violated the campaign finance laws. No way. Ben Giuliani, there's no allegation of any wrongdoing against the president and the government's charges against Mr. Cohen. It is clear that, as the prosecutor noted, Mr. Cohen's actions reflect a pattern of lies and dishonesty over a significant period of time. When you have Rudy Giuliani part of your defense team, it's pretty much, I'll take an arm wrestling match. I'll take Giuliani over Lanny Davis or Avenatti any day of the week. Any day of the week. Cohen pleaded guilty to a total of 8 felonies. 5 counts related to tax evasion, in which he failed to report $4.1 million. Yeah. That's $4.1 million. Wow. A separate count specified Cohen lied to a lending institution to obtain $500,000 line of credit. The only problem would be if like any campaign finance violation had jail time associated, but it doesn't say here. So, in addition to hiding income from his taxi medallions, Cohen also failed to report the IRS a $100,000 payment for brokering the sale of a property. Jeez. Cohen had gained notoriety as Trump's loyal fixer. If you are a man or a woman and you're paid not to say something and you take the payment, you can still say whatever you'd like. If you sign something, then you're worried about the legal ramifications. But you can't, the two things can't happen at once. You cannot be worried about the legal ramifications and at the same time say that, oh my God, he forced me not to say anything. Which one is it? Like, leaving aside any, violence or intimidation, which nobody's alleged, and Stormy alleged like for a second, and then it was like, if you sign a document and you get the deal sweetened, that is your legal, your decision making to not say anything. Number one, it would not have affected one vote. Nobody would have cared. They already were saying that he's like, they're already saying, it's like, you have President Obama, who had 1,300 large donations, and a totaling of 1.9 million, and they then go ahead and they then just overlooked that 1,300 large donations. Failed to disclose the sources of 1,300 large donations, which accounted for nearly $1.9 million. Then there's 1.3 million from contributions that came from donors who had already given 46,000. So, do we have to go ahead and add up those two? So well over 3.5 million. I'm not looking at the numbers right now, but it's like, Paul Clank Sessions is brewing a beer in his basement called Inevitable Inevitable Demise IPA. I hear the AB gets higher the longer it's been aged. Nice. Hashtag skull. Nice. Paul Clank. I just don't get it. So, okay. And I wrote an article, it's just, Hillary Clinton should be indicted for campaign finance violations. And let's just go ahead, and when you talk about Clinton, you're also talking about the fact that she had the DNC essentially as part of her. She had the DNC as part of her actual campaign. The DNC, what happened with the Democratic National Committee, and this is Politico reported this, was that they were actually funneling money meant, so there would be fundraisers for Democrats that were running in different states. And all these fundraisers were meant for the candidates. Of course, what happened is all the money was then funneled. You have 60 to $80 million funneled to the Clinton campaign. It's an egregious campaign finance violation. It's one of many. But again, Trump, steals some bubble gum, and it's like, you get the entire Space Force after him. Hillary, has like bags and bushels of money running away from a bank. It's like, no problem. She didn't intentionally do it. Well, there you go. You can't win. Can't win. You know, it's oh my god, Kathy Griffin celebrating the Manafort and Cohen verdicts. Oh my. Oh. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. That's hilarious. Oh my god. So, but that's the thing. You're gonna all right, so where are we now? So Cohen's pleading guilty. Then here, his lawyer. I love this. This is his lawyer, Lanny Davis. Michael Cohen. This is how Lanny Davis speaks, by the way. Michael Cohen today. I love. It's like I have family members speak like this. Sam Jage. Somebody else. Wait. Low IQ. Sam Jage. Mueller investigating T. Podesta. Thank you, Low IQ person. Mueller investigating T. Podesta makes me still have doubts he's against Trump in a partisan way. His job and well-being is on the line here. Sam, I think that he has to. There's no way. Tony Podesta just violated the same laws as he basically has to. I wrote an article about that. H predicted that. I think he basically has to. I think he basically has to. But let me go ahead and this is all due respect to Lanny Davis. I have family members like Lanny Davis who speak like this. So let me go ahead. And this is Lanny Davis. This is Lanny Davis who speaks like this. And with all due respect, okay, Michael Cohen took his steps today so that his family can move on to the next chapter. This is Michael fulfilling his promise made on July 2nd to put his family and country first and tell the truth about Donald Trump. Today, he stood up and testified under oath that Donald Trump directed him to commit a crime by making payments to two women for the principal purpose of influencing an election. Well, influencing an election? What? He grabbed women by the. They're calling it. They're calling it front holes now. He grabbed women by the front. What person would be like, gosh, the Access Hollywood tape? I'm okay with that. But having relationships with two beautiful women, not okay at all. That crosses the line. I will not vote for him. Access Hollywood, okay. This bad. If those payments were a crime for Michael Cohen, then why wouldn't they be a crime for Donald Trump? Not since Socrates have we had such deep and thorough thought. It's like, shy, I'm at a loss for words, crazy trying to figure out Mueller's endgame. And Mueller is just hanging on by a thread now. He's like, anything, please, anything. Mueller's endgame is just he exists just to, like, it's like the scorpion. I keep on getting this fable or this, parable. It's like the scorpion that said to the turtle, hey, let me have a ride across the river. And the turtle said, okay, but you better not bite me, or you better not sting me, because then we both sink. So then in the middle, crossing the river, the scorpion bites the turtle, and then they both sink, and the turtle's like, why'd you do that? He's like, well, I'm a scorpion. What do you expect? So I don't know if that makes any sense, but Mueller is just is what he is. Frog. Okay, that's right. It wasn't a turtle. I always get the turtle frog mixed up. This is a new beginning for Michael Cohen, his chance to tell the rest of the story. On July 2nd, Michael announced his independence and his commitment to tell the truth. Now Michael Cohen is committed to continue to do so going forward, so it could be seen as sworn statement in federal court today about real Donald Trump instruction to Michael Cohen to pay money to two women that Mr. Cohen admitted was a campaign finance violation. That's okay. You still have to prove that it's a campaign finance violation in court. So he pled guilty to it, but one would still have to prove that it's a campaign finance violation at all for Trump. Because Trump didn't even pay the money. The money. That's like Mel Brooks. Count the money. The money, the money. Whatever. They were like, Russia, stormy, Manafort, Michael Cohen. It's like these imbeciles, these absolute buffoons. Do they even know that the entire planet is laughing at them? Half of the Democratic Party is laughing at them. The Republicans are all laughing at them. Trump voters are laughing at them. Everyone's laughing at them, and they're the ones like, ha, 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 we got the last laugh. Ha, ha, ha. No, you didn't. You're going to lose again. But then again, they don't even know what losing means. So there you go. How can you reason with people who don't know what losing means? This is a new beginning for Michael Cohen. Okay, good. Thank you. Whatever. Kathy Griffin said on Twitter, celebrating the Manafort and Cohen verdict topless naturally. And I'm looking at this right now. But it's like, it's a mirror that is like stained glass mirrors, and nobody's seeing anything. It doesn't look like anyone can see anything. I know, it's like Omar Pena. Those who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it. Absolutely. Ryan Couture, what is your prediction for Trump in the end? I think Trump wins. I think that they're gonna find him. He wins in the end politically. Paul Clank, what? Kathy Griffin, Paul Clank, Omar Pena. I think that Trump will eventually. I agree with you, and they have a problem with recent history. They don't even know about recent history. I mean, when you have Kathy Griffin, dancing topless, I don't know if you're winning at that point. So on one side you have Karen McDougal, and then the other side you have Kathy Griffin dancing topless. Okay, whatever. You pick which side you're on. H.A. Dude, you are fabulous this evening, and watching your face has been a great joy. It is extra animated. Thank you. What, why, and whose? I mean, I just am marveling. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. I'm watching Kathy Griffin. This amazing naturally celebrating the Manafort and Cohen verdicts naturally. It's like, watching Carrot Top shake around. It's fantastic. It's fine. Everything's great, and this is no offense to everyone because I'm abiding by YouTube policies. Everything's great. Everything's fine. There's not a problem at all. There's no problem. It's public record, so you can actually see the tweet if you want. I retweeted it. Whatever. So this is hilarious. They're going to lose again. Can I tell you what happens when they're going to lose? They've already decimated the Green Party, so you can forget about the Green Party. They didn't. What they did the Green Party so dirty. They did them so dirty. It's like what they did is they didn't even lose by the amount that the Green Party candidate lost by. I know, it's just it's unbelievable. They're happy. They're like a bunch of imbeciles and buffoons who are happy over nothing. They don't even know what losing or winning means. You're dealing with people who are now semantically challenged in addition to moral problems they've had, ethical issues. They cheat Bernie Sanders, they lose, they do everything possible. So I'm reading. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, I'm looking at something on Twitter. Okay, so what have we learned today? No. I was looking at something on Twitter. What have we learned today? We learned that President Obama got fined for millions of dollars in campaign finance violations, but we learned that Cohen giving a couple $100,000 to people is a big problem. Okay. Whatever. Make your shrug again, hoping for red tsunami in 2018 and Mueller firing. Oh, yeah. Well, at this point right now, they're even more delusional than when they said Clinton was going to win the election. I'm trying to read this. Okay, so let's just see what's happening. Okay. The biggest flip was a fine. Sarah Carter is absolutely amazing. And they're like, Duncan Hunter. Oh my God, he's on election finance charges. Oh my God. And all right, so what's going on now? right, so ladies and gentlemen, what can I tell you? Other than the fact that there's no there. Cohen implicates the president on a fine. Wow. And the president, by the way, didn't even pay anyone. Power Stroke Dude. Hey, Trey, gotta go. King of Queens just came on. Love you, man. Thank you, Power Stroke Dude. Thank you. I appreciate you watching. So here we have just to Michael Cohen. Trump should resign or be impeached after Cohen. The New York Times. Oh, okay, like Obama resigned before when he got fined for millions in campaign finance violations. Right. This guy is a winner. He's a winner in every way. He's fantastic. He's a really, really intelligent guy. This guy's hilarious. This is hilarious. This guy is like, oh, Trump should resign. Meanwhile, the FEC says the Obama campaign failed to disclose the sources of 1,300 large donations. This is hilarious. This guy writes for the New York Times. Of course, everything, if there's just basic logic and reason, you can rest assured that people on the left are just going to, do anything possible to kind of twist. And he testified under oath. So what? Whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. I'll be back in a little while, a couple hours, a little over a couple of hours, about 3 hours or so. And we'll have an HA After Dark. Just want to thank you all. You've been absolutely wonderful. What can I tell you? Kurt Warmeyer, Trump's rally in West Virginia was rocking. We're not tired of winning. That's the thing when they don't get, like, when you've been exactly Kurt. And as a Trump supporter, I feel this. It's kind of like this punk rock, like in the 70s or early 80s, like, no, you can't listen to punk rock. You can't. And you go to a concert, it's like, yeah. And it's just the way, like people are like, oh my God, Trump. And then you know what? He energizes people. Maddington, I remember about 15 years ago when Jason Blair was forced to resign from the New York Times for fabricating and plagiarizing stories. Now I think he'd be a top editor if he made up a story about Trump. Yep. Maddington, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you know what it is now? When Trump says enemy of the people or fake news or enemy of the people, it's like, Deputy Dog, thank you. Maddington, what it is now is that the spin is so overtly full of hate that Trump's probably laughing all the way to 2020. He's going to win re-election. Democrats don't realize that they're in for a fall. They lost 8 out of 11. 8 out of 11 contests and 8 out of 10 contests in the special elections when there was an actual Republican in front of them. Liam Shig. Yes. Maddington, thank you. Everyone, thank you so very much. God bless. I will see you later on this evening. Thank you again. Don't fear anything because this is hilarious. Oh, wow, a fine. Oh, my God. Thank you so very much. See you soon.